Hello everybody. Well, today we're going to make some face masks and we're going to use glue. For those of you who don't have a sewing machine or not comfortable using a needle and thread, I found a way to make it using fabric glue, which is washable and cost effective. These are how your mask will look. You will need an 11-inch square of fabric, 2 pieces, one for the front, one for the back, a pen, your measuring tape, liquid stitch is the name of the glue I found online and purchased, the scissors, safety pin, a pan lid is always good for measuring, your circle, and a pop sock. Tights, stockings, anything that stretches will be really good for the elastic, which we're going to use to go around your ears. So here we have cut 2 pieces of fabric, identical size, an 11-inch square, 11 inches by 11 inches. That's going to be your 2 squares to get your 2 pieces of fabric. You're going to get your pan lid. This one is a large size, and as you can see it's a 10-inch, which makes a large size mask. Place your pan lid on your 2 squares of fabric to get your accurate circle. Perfect circle. We're now going to cut. Take your time when you're doing this because you don't want your bottom fabric to slip from the top. Here we have it. There are your 2 circles. There we go. We are going to get our 2 circles, which is 10 inches. We're going to fold it in half. We're going to fold it again. We're going to take this side and bring it back to get a quarter. We are going to then get the iron. We are going to iron this flat. Then we are going to open it up and it will look like this. So the reason we did that is because we want to cut an accurate quarter of the circle out. We are now going to cut the quarter out. We are then going to iron this out flat, like so, and it is then going to look like this. At this point here, we are going to get our liquid stitch, our glue, unscrew the lid, and we are going to place the glue all around the edge like this, from this point all the way around to this point. This is going to sandwich the 2 together, to stick them together. Now when you glue, make sure you don't put too much glue, because if it's too lumpy, your fabric will be very, very stiff. So you can dab a bit of glue like this and then thin it out with the lid so that it's quite thin. You don't want it chunky and thick. Go all the way around. Try and keep it even, because if you have jaggedy edges, when you turn your mask over, it won't be a great looking circle. It will have sharp edges on it. Then going to push this back, get a piece of your leftover fabric where you cut the quarter out, and we're going to squash it out. Going to press it down firmly. Keep your surface clean. And we're going to continue to go round. Make sure you fan it out so it's not too thick. The very first time I used fabric glue, I thought I had to put a lot of fabric glue, and it was way too thick to work with. I'm going to press it out again. And we are going to go all the way around. Oops. Fanning it out. Until we have gone all the way around and it is finally put together. You're then going to pick up your mask. You're going to fan it out with your fingers. Make sure everything's nice and flat. And we're going to get our scissors and we're going to snip it. When you have a circle like this, if it's not snipped when you turn it inside out, it's not a smooth circle. So we're going to snip. Don't snip past the glue line. Can you see the glue line there? You just want a tiny snip, which is like this. There we go. And we're going to continue snipping all the way around. You don't want to go past the glue line because then you'll cut your mask. There we go. Almost there. Now, once we've snipped it all the way around, so once we've glued it, we're going to have it facing you like a Pac-Man. We're going to turn our mask inside out. There we go. And as you can see, it's nice and strong. You should really let the mask sit for about 5 or 10 minutes before turning it. There we go. And we're just going to fidget with the edges to make sure everything is turned out. And because you made the snips, it allows it to bend nicely, as you can see. The snipping really does help with the turning of the mask. It's a nicer circle. I'm going to use my scissors just to fan everything out like this. There we go. And then just to loosen it up a little, because it may feel a little stiff, you can just make a few tugs on it. There we go. So it's now two-sided, turned right side round. I had done one previously to show you two colours. One side is beige, one side is white. This will give you a two-tone mask, and as we move on in the video, I'll show you what happens with this type of two-tone. So then we're going to have it like the Pac-Man standing in front of you, just to make sure you have it the right way around. You're going to hold the corner on the top and place your finger on the corner at the bottom and pull it outwards. You are then going to grab and tuck. Grab and tuck. What you want to achieve is like a half a circle, like this. So you're just going to go ahead, make sure everything's nice and flat inside, and tuck it in. Again on the other side, make sure it's all nice and flat. This is how it looks on the inside. Keep it nice and flat. You do want to make sure that there are no snips being shown. I'm going to push it in a little bit more on this side, turn it over, push a little bit more on that side. Everything is even, and there we have that. Okay, so once we have it like this, we're going to position it like a half a circle facing you. We are then going to hold the two corners where the snips are. We are going to open it out, and we are going to make this bottom piece meet this top piece. Put them together and push everything inside. push all of that inside. You have to fidget with it for a while to make sure everything's nice and flat. So we have this. We are then going to get our fabric glue, and we have to glue all of here. So make sure your two seams meet together, and you're going to put your fabric glue along this edge, again not too thick. And we're going to pinch it to keep it together. Going to do the same on the other side. Make sure that your complete edging has glue. And again, we're going to pinch it together. Because it's washable, it really doesn't matter if it gets on your fingers or your surface, because it's easily removed with soap and water. So at this point, it's the inside, it's the outside. We're going to let it sit and dry for a few moments. We are then going to grab a pop sock or a pair of tights. I found this because it was kind of difficult to find elastic with everyone wanting to make masks in the pandemic. Elastic is hard to find. So here's a pop sock. I put my hand in and opened it out because it was kind of scrunched together. I am now going to cut the border off. Cut the top part, which goes on your leg. And we're going to cut about a 1.5 inch strip, like so. We're going to cut 2 of these, about 1.5 inches. This will give us the thickness to replace to use as elastic. Here we go. So we have these 2 strips. We're going to open it out. Like so. And we're just going to cut that like that. Get both ends and pull, pull, pull. There you go. You have a nice strip for elastic. And it's nice and stretchy, and it's nice and soft. We're going to do the same again on this side. Now make sure when you cut your strip from your pair of tights or pop socks, you can even use a stretchy t-shirt to create this. Make sure you cut it along the leg this way, because if you cut it this way, it won't stretch right and pull to create this. Okay, so we need about 8 inches of this. So here's our 8 inches. We're going to cut 8 inches here, and I shall measure this one up with this one to give us the same size. So we have 2 8-inch strips. We can now go back to our mask, which is drying nicely. We are then going to get a small portion, small triangle, like that. Just put a line on it like that. Cover this with glue. And fold back. It's about, I should have measured this first really. It's about a 1/2 inch of glue. I'm going to fold back so that we've got the bit that doesn't have the glue is where you're going to run your elastic through and squeeze. Again, we're going to do like a 1/2 inch from the top, the glue. There we go. Fold a little further out from where the glue line is and stick. And there we have our mask looking like this. Again, you can let this sit for about 15 to 20 minutes until it's dried. We're then going to get our safety pin. Attach your safety pin to your elastic that you made from your stockings. And we are going to run it through the gap on the mask. We are then pull and tie a knot. Tie a knot here. Lovely. We're going to do the same for the other side. Your pin, run it through, stretch, and tie your knot. Once your knot is tied, you can pull the knot through the back of the triangle. You can even snip this little piece off if it's too much. Here we go. And here we have your mask. And this is the mask that we have just made.